What about now? Can you hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Let me get a 1 if you can hear me.
What?
What about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, this is interesting. Okay, they got me now. There we go. Nice. Man, so I talked about all that and nobody heard me? Oh, man. Now I got to do that whole thing all over again. Anyway, Ling Ling is here. That's what I was pointing over there. If you didn't hear me, you're almost in screen. Move
Really?
over. Yeah, move over. Nigga, I just seen you in the screen, my niggas. Move over. Man, you make me gotta move my camera now, man. What the heck?
Yeah, do that like that.
Ling Ling ain't covered. She at home. Double audio. Come on, man. Y'all killing me, man. Today, what's going on? They're saying it's double audio. Hold on. Anybody else getting the double audio thing? Let me do audio. Echo cancellation is on. I don't know why it would be doubling up. Anybody else getting the double audio problem? Anybody else? All right. Well, I'll just take it. Okay, good. There we go. Whew. So let me go back over all of that again. Welcome to the Eben Phillip Show. And anybody who's not familiar with the Eben Phillip or where I got the Eben Phillip from, I said all this before, so it's kind of annoying. Excuse me if I just seem like I'm droning on here. It's from the Black Phillip Show. We know Patrice O'Neal. He was like big time, like pre-red pill, but super red pill days. And even though I kind of walked away from red pill. And so Black Phillip, he had a show. Patrice O'Neal had a show called the Black Phillip Show. And he took that from actually the Dr. Phil show. So I decided to call this the Eben Phillip Show since my dad's name is Phillip. And it just worked out that, you know, Black Phillip, Eben Phillip just worked out really well. Then Hamza, that's your problem right there, man. Hamza, I don't know. Everybody else can hear me. So anywho, I was saying that I get questions at the most inappropriate time. They will be on the crypto show and people will start asking me questions about like, hey, I met this sister with 3 toes. You know, she lost 2 in a childhood accident. Should I marry her? Yeah, dudes just coming with, all right, nobody asked me nothing like that, but I'm just exaggerating. But dudes come and ask me crazy questions at crazy times. You know what I mean? About women. And I'm trying to have a show on crypto. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about that. We're on OG Logic talking about mindset. And dudes always come asking questions about women and relationships. So I decided to make the Eben Phillip Show so that you, my brothers, can come and ask questions as you wish about whatever you wish. It doesn't even have to be relationships. Just drop it. This show is just here to answer questions, but predominantly towards relationships, even women. And if this works out half decent, I might even like, you know, work on putting in a call-in segment in here. If we can like, you know, you can get maybe like some people calling in and whatnot, or, you know, some way to get people to walaikum salam wa rahmatullah, to get people to join in the conversation, because even my haters are invited to come on in the room and the party and talk. If nobody asks questions, I'm just going to rant. First question. Oops. Walaikum salam. Gracious. What do you think about the crypto market over the next week? I think we're going to see. Let me go out of focus now. Oh, this stupid thing. Yeah, there we go. So what do I think? I think the crypto market's going to keep on doing what the crypto markets do. The crypto markets are going to rise and fall. Not rise and fall. It's not even falling. We're going to see rises. Then the weekend comes, and this is when everything dips red. And this is because, as gracious interest here, walaikum salam wa rahmatullah, very aptly pointed out and very astutely noticed that the crypto markets now follow mainstream financial institution working hours. So Monday, when everybody on Wall Street and all these financial institutions are back at work, the crypto market is going to shoot up because they're going to be back to trading and buying sprees and all this type of other stuff. So that's what I think is going to happen with the crypto markets for the next week.
Only focus on crypto. There's something big behind that.
Why they focus on crypto? Because it's the easiest way to preserve your wealth and make money really fast. I think I told you guys Ling Ling's here. Yeah, because it's the easiest way to make money right now and preserve the value of your money. You know, we've seen this, and anybody who hasn't paid attention, because you ain't as old as me, the value of our money has been sinking constantly and consistently since we started making money. Income is flat right now. So basically people aren't getting huge promotions, steady, pay raises and whatnot that coincides with the level of inflation that's taking place. And so in order to inflation is going like this, and income is staying like this. So inflation, so basically you're losing money. You're not gaining money. You're taking a pay cut every time inflation goes up. You're getting a pay cut. You're not getting a pay raise. Yeah, Pirate King Buggy says 6% inflation in Orlando. Dang, I guarantee you he didn't get no 6% pay raise, or at least an 8%, so he can at least stay ahead of the curve and and put some money away. So anyway, what happens is you're preserving your wealth and potentially even growing it because cryptocurrency is growing right now. So inflation is going like this, cryptocurrency is going like this. So you put your money in cryptocurrency and it's going to start rising. Maybe it won't keep up with inflation. Maybe it will. I mean, we see this with NFT. People are making just millions with NFT.
Yeah.
So they're
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's bigger pictures behind the crypto, like the centralized web that is.
Well, I mean,
right
but yeah,
now.
we're in the Wild Wild West right now. Everybody's only thinking about the money. Not everybody's thinking about like the projects that are within DeFi and whatnot that can make them even more money. Yeah. Nobody's thinking about that. Everybody's just thinking about it right now. If I trade and flip money, I can make a bunch of money, but no one's thinking about the projects behind it that make even more money. Because if you get an NFT, you'll make more money than trading, potentially. I mean, I know a guy. I literally know a guy. He started trading a month ago. He's made $380,000 trading cryptocurrency in a month. Today, he showed me a position that earned him $90,000 in a day. So, I mean, there's walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everybody who came in. So, I mean, cryptocurrency is a good way to make a lot of money if you can trade. But NFTs, we're seeing guys selling NFTs for like 32 ETH. This guy, he made 1,000 like little emoji things and he sold them all. They all went for over 10 ETH, easy. Every last one of them. So, is my homie trading at the rate that this dude's making money off NFTs? No. 380,000 in like a month. That's impressive. Seems very impressive until you look at what people are making off NFT.
That is weak.
Yeah. It's kind of like lame for those guys, Well, I said guys can ask me anything they want. So I said I'll ramp. I'm going to go into relationship stuff here in a minute. Because everybody's asking me, see, this is how it goes. See, check this out. Gracious says it, and he says it right. Got the impression we're talking crypto on relationships and talking relationships on crypto. He's absolutely right. So when we do our show, we got a special coming on tomorrow. We got Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. He's coming on. I hope Gracious can make it. He's my co-host on Blockchain Bros. People gonna be asking questions about relationships, guaranteed. And this show is for you today. Yeah. So anyway, relationships. Let's get into this stuff. Guys, more than ever in the 21st century, man, you really got to put the clamps on these girls, man. When I say put the clamps on these girls, and I'm going to say it, anybody who's done a one-to-one consultation with me, they'll tell you I never encourage anyone to get a divorce. But I'm going to have to put that on the table now. Abuamerican, Ibn Phillip is changing his stance. Bro, just like we tell you in the crypto world, stack sats, Satoshis until you get that Bitcoin, stack contacts until you get another girl. If your girl acting up, you got to get her some act right. You got to see it like a team. Bad players get cut, okay? You can't have bad actors and bad players on a team. That's how you lose. And we talking about life here. You can't lose. Your team's got to be solid. Your team, your girl is your team. You know what I'm saying? She's your lieutenant. What you going to do with a bad officer, getting people killed in the field and whatnot, bad at logistics? She's messing up everything. She can't get nothing right. What are you going to do? You got to get rid of your officer. Okay, so we got some questions here. I said it was question time for you guys, so here goes some questions. I have a strange question. This is brought up to Gabriel Romani yesterday, and there seemed to be a disagreement on it. Should men say "I love you" to their wives? Hey, Ling. Yeah, I love you.
What?
I said I love you.
Oh.
Man, it's okay to love your girl. It's okay to say you love your girl, but man, just don't make it like a daily habit. Don't be running up on her. Oh, I love you, baby. She gonna think you goofy. You can't love a woman. How often do I say I love you?
Once in a month.
Yeah, you hear it once in a month. I think it's maybe once in a month.
Maybe, yeah. If
Maybe.
I didn't remember since like maybe it's
there you go.
a month ago.
Exactly. So you don't say it much. You can say it. It's okay. Listen, don't listen to the red pill goofballs. It's okay to love your woman. It's okay to say you love your woman. You just can't make it like a constant habit. Don't be constantly giving her compliments, whatever else, unless she put on and it's really good, and don't be like making the I love you thing every day. She should say I love you regularly. And if she says I love you, you know what you say to her? I really like you, girl. I really like you. Because we as men, it's more important to like a woman than it is to love a woman. And women don't understand that.
Hey, baby. It's me too.
That's what I tell her. When she says I love you, see, she got that memorized. I rarely say I love you back to her. I'll be like, yeah, it's mutual. She'll be like,
no, when you say that,
see, now she get to use it.
That's my turn.
See, this is her chance to get it to use it. So, yeah. Can you say I love you to your girl? Yes, absolutely. Should you say it regularly? Like once a week, 5 times a week? Yeah, if you want to end up, with an unhappy woman, sure, go ahead, do it. Sharia defense enforcement. Do you think it's appropriate for me to marry a woman who is not Salafi? There are many submissive women who are Tablighi or Deobandi. Man, I wouldn't mess with any Tablighi or Deobandis unless you're 100% sure that girl is going to be like following you 100%. And even then, our brother, a brother that a lot of people hate, Abu Khadija, Hafithullah, he talked about this. He has an old mixtape. I call it the mixtapes. Salafi by association. He addressed this to the sisters. There's a lot of sisters out there, the Salafi by association, not a Salafi by belief. So even if you get this girl in a submissive frame and she's following you, is she actually Salafi and she going to stay on Salafiyah, or is she going to just be following you because, well, you that guy? So, you got to look at it like that too. The moment like something goes wrong, she's back to be a Dio Bundy and like, cursing Salafis and, like, you're a mad Khali. The moment she get mad, she going to drop the M word. You're a mad Khali. And then she going to start cursing you and anybody else who, you have love, for in terms of the Sunnah. So I'd say I wouldn't mess with it, bro. I wouldn't mess with it. At least there's enough women out there who aren't hostile towards Salafiyah or Salafis. You know what I'm saying? That you don't got to go towards like people. And let's look at this. We're going to go into a quick Islamic lesson here, guys, for people who don't know, because we got people who watch that might not know this stuff, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. What differentiates the Sufis, which Deobandis and Tablighis are, the Sufis, the branches of Sufiya, the Sufis fundamentally see no problem with supplicating the dead. That's the general difference between them. We don't believe that you're allowed to supplicate, make dua, supplication to anyone but Allah. So I wouldn't mess with them dudes. They like steeped in shirk, bro. I wouldn't even mess with that. That's my humble opinion. Let's see. How do you raise your daughter to be submissive to her future husband? By example.
By example, yes.
There you go. You can't have like a contentious wife and then hope you're going to have a submissive daughter.
Yeah, my mom. How do I explain this? My dad is a pilot. He went to duty like every 2 weeks and stay out of the town for another 2 weeks. And my mom always taught me that, like clean the house, help her around the house, and stay in the house while my dad on duty. So yeah, it's example. My mom doesn't go anywhere when my dad is not around. So example.
So you want a submissive daughter, you gotta have a submissive wife. If your wife is like disrespectful to you, your kid's gonna be disrespectful to you. If your wife treats you with respect, your kid's gonna treat you with respect. They're gonna, your mother and your father, or you as a mother or father, you are the first example of reproductive success that a child will have. And whatever example they follow, they're generally gonna follow. So yeah, generally this is why you find that women that come from single mother homes end up growing up to be single mothers, because That's their model of reproductive success. There was no man in the house. They don't know how to deal with one. They repeat the cycle. So you want a submissive daughter? Have a submissive wife. How does one deal with the interference from parents and in-laws? Man, you gotta front run that stuff. You gotta front run it, man. You gotta run right up on it. You just gotta be direct, but polite and direct and respectful. You gotta remember, so your parents, we know the obligation of being good to your parents in Islam. You have to be good to your parents, but you're an adult. You got to speak to them properly. Your in-laws, they have rights and you want to be respectful to them, but you also got to speak with them directly. You know, there was an example. It was actually Ling Ling and her mom. They were having some sort of contentious thing, you know, mother-daughter type stuff. And I had to intervene. I just stepped in. I was like, look, this is the rules in house of Ibn Phillip Abuamerican. All right. And I wasn't rude to anybody, but I was just like, this is law. There ain't no discussion here. And did it work?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, she is upset, but she's okay.
There you go. She was upset, but it worked. And then did things smooth out?
I guess, yeah.
There you go. So sometimes you just got to front run that interference. You got to show them that you have that position and that authority. You just got to take it, man. Because sometimes they can't deal with their stuff. You know, me and my dad, I love my dad to death. I love my dad to death. But there has to be a third party between me and my dad because we will viciously, perniciously argue. I love my dad to death. I'll punch someone in the chin, they disrespect him. But how I talk to my dad is really not appropriate. I won't lie. There has to be a third party involved. I'll tell my dad straight, you know? So sometimes you need to be that third party. You need to just step in. You just need to like actually just front run that stuff. Unless you know you can't deal with it from a respectful way. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is like I ain't even met him face to face. This is my number one homie. Well, close enough. Normal guy. Hey, Abuamerican. Will a woman think I'm insecure for spending hundreds of pounds on anti-hair loss medications? Why would she know? You gonna just tell, hey, I just spent like 40,000 pounds on hair loss, hair care. How does that come into conversation? How'd she figure that out? That you spending money on hair care products?
Why are you so dandy? Huh?
Why you care? You know what? I'm losing hair. Look at this. Male pattern balding. My grandfather's a white Scottish guy. I got his hair genetics. How many black people you see with hair loss like this? This is a white guy thing. That comes from my grandfather. He's a white guy. You know what I don't do? I don't care. I just shave it all off. I go bald. Stop spending a bunch of hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Why you spend 100 pounds on a crypto market? There's a crypto bull market right now, homie. Buy crypto. What are you doing? Manigas, hair care? Shave it off. Ride with it. Get that beard lined up. Go bald. Look hard. Nah, straight up, bro. To answer your question, why would you care? How would she find out? You just going around telling women, hey, you know what? I just spent like 300 pounds on hair care products. What's going on here? You got random chicks coming in your bathroom. They go in your bathroom like, oh, wow, I just saw that hair loss product in your bathroom. How many women you got in your life, man? Mashallah, I might have to take lessons from you, homie. How they know you buying this stuff? They in the store looking in your basket?
I guess when he asked you that, he's just showing that he is insecure.
Bro, I wouldn't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Women spend millions, if billions collectively on beauty care and whatever else. If anybody can appreciate personal care, it's women. It's for you, it's like doing your beard. It's like washing your hair. If you treat it more than that, then she's going to treat it more than that. This is just a part of your personal care. I know guys that got facial routines. I don't have a facial routine. You know, I got a facial routine. I'm like, freak, okay, all right, homie. But why do you care? Take care of yourself. This is what you do to take care of yourself. That's it. Don't view it as anything more than putting lotion on your skin. I do put lotion on my skin, even though you can't tell from my ashy hands. I put lotion on my skin. So see it in the same sense. Like, would you be worried that a woman would think you're insecure for putting lotion on your hands? So see your hair care is the same way, bro. It's just personal hygiene. Just see it like that. Sup, Red sings the blues. Pirate King Buggy, since coming from the Middle East to Canada, I haven't been in any fights. I am going soft. What fighting sports can you recommend someone like me to go into? to man up. Boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo, these catch wrestling, all these combat sports that force you to spar somebody. Absolutely get into anything that forces you to spar people. Now, of course, we got the Islamic ruling on taking blows to the face and giving blows to the face. But, and I'm not going to give you like some sort of hukam to like say it's okay. I can't do that. But I actually go to boxing. I go to Muay Thai, every chance I get. With the Rona, of course, that's completely out of the question. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do to, keep my toughness up. You know what I'm saying? Because my people need me to be tough. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do what I got to do. Boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and all those variants that force you to spar. Yusuf Khalil, how do you reconcile being Muslim with joining the U.S. military? I'm a U.S. citizen thinking about joining ROTC next year, and you mentioned that you have 2 sons in the military. Well, okay, this is a long story. Back in the days, in the military days, we had a student of Sheikh Mukbil, rahimahullah, come by. And, he came to the military community and he was giving some darus and whatnot. And he was talking about this. And he did classify different sections of the military and the permissibility. Or the impermissibility. And I can't remember the exact details. JW was there, I believe. Was he there? I don't know if wait a minute. I can't remember if I met him yet. See, this is the problem. Guy, I was like 20-something years ago. That was like, man, I can't recall it. There's a site on Abuamerican.com. There's an article about it also. But basically, man, I would say get the military training, but try and avoid combat MOSs that would like actually have you deployed to places that you might end up shooting Muslims. That's not a fatwa for me, but it's based off of what I can vaguely now remember from the student of Sheikh Mukbil that came to visit us and a few other sources. Inshallah, I'll try and look them up for you and see if I can't find somebody who was there. I do believe there's a brother in Kuwait that I can talk to. He was there for sure because he invited him. I'll try and get that information for you. Sharia defense and enforcement. Okay, so what if I come across a woman who does not identify with any manhaj but meets other requirements? Do I reject her because she isn't Salafi? No, I said this. I said there's women out there who aren't Salafi, but they are they're not hostile to Salafiyah. You know what I mean? Go for it, bro. There's a lot of sisters like that, Some of them see it favorably. Some of them they're just clueless. You'd be surprised how ignorant Muslims are. Like I meet Muslims regularly through the internet. They're very passionate. They're very emotional about Islam and they're very ignorant of it. So you'll find women out there who just like, they don't know nothing about nothing. They just, worried about like Instagram or whatever else. Teacher, you know what I'm saying? Boop, 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 boop. Anon K, how should a man deal with a woman who he marries but later finds out that she has had plastic surgery, implants? You got the cat in the bag, bro. It's yours now. What you gonna do? You gonna fire her because you got plastic implants? You got it. Hey, you paid the price. You got it, man. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You just gonna have to deal with it. Just make sure she doesn't get any more. I had a wife. She had some plastic implants. I found them very unappealing in anything except visuals. But in terms of like their actual, we'll call it elasticity, it was not nice. So I mean, and she was obsessed with trying to get more. I was like, girl, do not touch anything. You put some more plastic on you can like just, I'm gonna take you and put you in a recycling bag with the trash, throw the whole girl away in the recycling plastic. You touch that stuff again, girl, you put more plastic in your body. You go in Germany, they give these yellow plastic bags and you put all the plastic trash in there. I'm like, I'm gonna put you in that bag and you're gonna go with it. So just make sure she don't get no more. You married a girl, you found out she got some plastic implants. Okay, haha, you got me. Good one, girl. Good one. You get some more plastic, we're gonna have to recycle you. Shouldn't be messing with the creation of Allah anyway. I don't think that's permissible, changing the creation of Allah like that. Haider Hussein, Salam, what portion of women are open to being co-wife in your opinion? I'd say 70%, if not more. You'd be amazed at how many women are willing to be polygynist. There's a lot of women who aren't. There's women who just like, oh, nope, I'm done, I'm out. But you'd be surprised if you're that guy for her, it's more than 70%. If you're that guy. But if you're not that guy, then she can be like, you share you? Really? She gonna laugh at you. So I think a lot of women. That's why I tell guys, get your stuff in order. Be that guy. You'd be surprised at how many women are actually open to it. I got shocked when I saw Salafi women and men calling your wife a slave for tying your shoes. This is why I asked about the importance of men hijab over the ability of a woman to be a wife. Yeah, well, I mean, whatever. That's what they want to say. But the reality is, then these are the same dudes be asking me, how can I get my wife to wear hijab? How can I get my wife to wear niqab? Absolute same dudes be hitting me up. My wife won't wear hijab, bro. What can I do? I'm like, yeah. If my wife be tying my shoe, you think I got a problem with hijab and niqab, homie? Yeah, no. So, I ain't worried about them people. These are the same people struggling with those problems. They just mad, bro. Any advice with crypto, i.e. what to buy? Tune into the show. Tune in tomorrow's show. It's at 3:00 my time. I think that's Central Eastern. What's Central European time? CET. 3:00. We're gonna have Charlie from Cultivate Crypto on. That dude is a crypto genius. He put me on to Polkadot back when actually Modern Life John is, but Modern Life John and him have a show together. And he put me on the Polkadot back when it was $6. Look at it now. Look at it now, homie. Polkadot is up in the 30s, almost $40, homie. Made me a score on that. So anywho. Worrying about how much you spend, Alex Azar says, worrying about how much you spend on self-care stems from the same place as people thinking you're soft for wearing weightlifting gloves. Absolutely. And that's a funny thing. People like carrying on. Let me just rant on this real quick. People carrying on about like weightlifting gloves. I guarantee you them same people at 48, I smoke them. I'll beat them into like just subconsciousness. They just be like laid out on the gym talking about how tough they are because they lift without gloves on. Okay. Until someone punches you in the face. All the great fighters I know, my boxing coach is good. He's got professional fights here on YouTube. He was like almost ready to fight Mike Tyson. That's how good he was. He was just about to fight Mike Tyson. Then he ended up in some situations that prevented it. He's good. He's good. You know what he does when he lifts weight? He wears gloves. You know what he'll do? He'll knock out like 95% of the world's population. So, yeah. Anyway. Robert Kang, any advice on how to start praying? I'm new to this. Robert, find a masjid near you and have someone teach you. It's the easiest way to do it. I'm wondering if there's some online guides I know about. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube can help you, but there's so many dodgy people on YouTube, man. I loathe to give that advice out there. I'd say go to your local masjid.
Yes, for children video.
Yeah, you can find basic like tutorials on YouTube, bro. But ideally go to a masjid and have someone teach you. I mean, that's how I learned. I learned at a masjid. They taught me step by step. Including with hadith, like explaining, the prayer and all this stuff and what you say in every position. But I would say, go to a masjid. If you don't have a masjid that's local and close to you, then go on YouTube and find out what you need to find out there. And barakallahu feek, congratulations, welcome to Islam, my brother. What's your opinion on people who say it's okay to marry divorced older women because this is something the Prophet, peace be upon him, I guess they meant that's what he did and considered best of marriage. I don't know if that's the best of marriage, man. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said when the man came to him and he was asking about marriage and he asked if she was what was her age and all that stuff, and he said he was an older woman, and he said, why didn't you marry a young woman, a young virgin, so she could play with you and whatnot. So he gave what he thought was ideal, the younger woman who was a virgin. It's your preference, man. I don't get into people's preferences. You want to marry an older chick? Knock yourself out, homie. Just make sure she's on your program. If that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to grab, then grab what you want to grab, homie. I ain't gonna get in there. He ain't marrying, 18-year-olds because, he's lame. Dude, I don't care. I'm saying do what you want to do, how you want to do it. If that's what's going to make you happy, then go with it. Just make sure that woman makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Not that when, the gear comes off and you're like, everything's all droopy or something. Make sure you're happy with what you're getting. Make sure you know what you're getting into. If that's what pleases you, then go and do it, man. And make sure she's the one in your frame, not the other way around. Because the problem is a lot of times you marry these older sisters and they kind of burnt up by life, and because of life. And so you get one of these, like, or they crazy. You know, they just went through life kind of crazy. You have to ask yourself in the 21st century, what woman don't have a man nowadays? It's so easy. The thirst is so high. It's like you're an older woman out there without a man. There's something wrong with you. I'm going to say it. Abuamerican, even Phillip, Abuamerican is going to say it. If there's a woman out there and she's single and she's older, there's something wrong with that woman. There's something wrong with her. There's something wrong with her. She could throw a rock and hit 15 thirsty dudes today. She just go outside. I'm single. Someone come do something about this. Dudes will line up around the corner. Dudes will fly into the country. Dudes will fly her to their country. Niggas are super lame thirsty today. Why is a woman single today? So just look at, that's a red flag. You older woman and you kind of single. I ain't met the right guy. Maybe you're just the wrong woman. You know what I mean? Something's wrong with you. It's just like if a war broke out, the zombie apocalypse broke out, zombies everywhere. You whip out your double-wielded machetes and you're hacking zombies up everywhere, and you're like, you're one of the few Superman masculine dudes stabbing zombies in the eyeballs. And there's women hiding in the building, and they're looking out the window looking at you, and you single. There's got to be something wrong with you, because women would be throwing themselves, that guy can chop off 2 zombies' heads with one swing. Like, that guy can take care of me. You can't get a woman? You know, we'd definitely be like, yo, that dude's either he's on the rainbow spectrum, or or something's really wrong with that guy. You know, he's eating the women too. So it's the same thing, comparable to these women that are older out there. You really got to wonder what's going on that a woman in this environment is single nowadays. You know, and if it's a choice, then that's still a problem. It's still kind of like dodgy. Let me see. M says, hey, brother, I was about to marry a sister. She told me she only follows the Quran and doesn't follow any hadith. Should I still pursue? M. One sec. M.
What did you do?
M, come here. This is you. How about you? Put away the horny stick, bro. What are you talking about? Should you marry her? No. How's she going? My negus. No. 9. Niet. La. How do you say no in French? How do you say no in Indonesian? Tidak. Okay.
Jangan. No, don't do that, right?
Jangan?
Jangan.
Don't do it, homie. Look, how's she even gonna know how to pray? If you read the Quran, at best you can come out with 4 salah in a day. And we know the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed what? 5 times a day. How's she going to even pray properly? Dude, you better stay away from that. That girl's a hot mess. I'll guarantee you she's a hot mess. Don't do it. Okay, let me find some of these questions here. Advice on overcoming addictions. It depends on the addiction, bro. I mean, get some help. Get some counseling, get some therapy. You know, get some help, man. Go get some help. That's what I would say. I mean, without going into details, get some therapy, bro. You get some therapy, get some help, you know, and get your addiction sorted out. You know, be prepared to actually give it up. A lot of people say they want to give up their addictions. They know they're bad for them, but they're not really ready to give them up. You know what I mean? So get therapy if it's like, you know, you really want to get over it and you're struggling to get over it. You know, you're actually trying, because a lot of people say they want to get over something and they're not even trying. You know, they just know they should say that. Oh wow, that's all the questions. Man, I was trying to catch up. I was going turbo speed there. Trying to marry a woman who only follows. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So anyway, what was I talking about prior to this? I was talking about relationships. Yeah, firing these bents. So look, guys. Nowadays, the thing is this. Man, I don't like advising this stuff, but I'm gonna tell you, you got to keep a Rolodex of sisters, man. You know, and be serious. I'm not saying like play games, whatever. Let me address this real quick. In the last show, this dude told me that I was advocating flirting in my video, and I went back and looked at that video, and I I don't know where you are, homie, but you a dang liar. I was talking about frame battles. And frame battles are not flirting. Anybody who ends up in a frame battle with a woman understands that is not flirting. There is no flirting in frame battles. It's annoying, if anything.
What is frame battles?
Frame battles, who's going to be in charge? I'm 17. I really can't talk about it with my parents, and I'm already trying for 6 to 7 months. That's a rough situation, man. I talk about this a lot. Parents ain't really ready, to help their children. I mean, the question is, why can't you talk to your parents, man? That's a big issue right there. My kids can talk to me about anything. They know it. Not just because I'm cool, but just because I don't foster an environment where they got to go out and like look to, their peers or somebody else for help on serious matters. That'd be bad, man. That'd be bad. What kind of advice they going to get somewhere else? I mean, here, and here's the thing, microwave. And I don't mean this as an attack, microwave, but see, now you're asking me. You see what I'm saying? Here I am. I'm like an absolute stranger on the internet. I mean, I'm known in terms of like the internet, but it's like technically I'm unknown to you. What if I give you advice or I advise you with something? Your parents don't like that advice. You see what I mean? So this is a real issue, man. I'm not attacking your parents, but this is for anybody who's watching that is a parent. You cannot foster an environment or a situation with your children where they can't come to you with information or problems, no matter how severe they are. I mean, this comes from and I can tell you this comes from like a type of negative reinforcement. I don't have to get into this young man's life to understand that he's had like a negative reinforcement environment. It's like, and this is why children lie. And I'm not talking about microwave. I don't know if microwave's lying or not. I'm not talking about him, but I'm just talking about children in general. When you ask a child the truth and then they tell you something is the truth, and then there's a negative consequence to telling the truth, what do you think he's going to do the next time? Kids aren't stupid. He's going to okay, I told the truth. I got in trouble. So the next time I'm going to tell them something that keeps me out of trouble. And then what we do as parents in general is that they constantly build these situations in these environments where a child is punished for telling the truth. And if it's something bad, you ain't got to reward the child. But at the same time, you can show disappointment, but you can't make it a situation to where they actually want to lie to you and then not tell you the truth. And it sounds like this is what this young man's dealing with, so, or young woman. I don't know. This is anonymous, but I'm just saying, microwave, man, that's a tough situation. Then maybe you need to go to another family member or something. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Yeah, go to uncle or something, somebody who but don't go to don't go to random strangers unless it's like an actual, therapist or someone who could actually help you with an addiction. Don't go to your friends or whatever else. Because if your friends are 17, 18, whatever else, they're going to have bad advice because they're just young. So don't go to them. If you can't go to your parents, go to a family member like an uncle or something, an aunt or something, whatever else. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I feel for you.
Grandfather.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, Jamal. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to speculate. It could be anything. There's enough people out there with porn addictions. I mean, that it's the easiest conclusion to jump to. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Okay. Robert Kang. He says, sorry, I meant how to start praying consistently. I learned how to pray, but it's not something I'm used to doing. Man, you gotta want it, bro. Just like anything else, study more. I'm gonna tell you, study more of the book and the Sunnah. Read more Quran, read more Hadith, or whatever else. You're gonna find that the more connection you have to the book and the Sunnah in terms of Hadith and whatnot, and love for the religion, the more you're gonna want to pray. It's a matter of Iman. Iman rises and falls. I'm not a Sufi. Sufis believe Iman is always high and it never falls. And if you're not involved with the book and the Sunnah and studying the book and the Sunnah and trying to practice as much as it is, what happens? Your Iman falls. And what's inside is reflected on the limbs. So weak Iman, weak practice of the religion. Strong Iman, strong practice of the religion. So I'd say connect yourself to the book and the Sunnah. May Allah aid us all. Ameen.
Maybe put fear of death, today is gonna be my last day, something like that. No.
I mean, microwave, this is a tough one, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I go to free therapy, but they don't do much because it's free and I don't have money to get therapy. I don't know what to tell you, man. Keep at it. Keep with the free therapy if you can't afford it, expensive therapy, but you got to get help. Whatever your addiction is, man, you got to get help. And so that means, and here's the thing. It's just like the salah, like I was just telling homie. You got to want it. So if you actually want to get off of whatever you're addicted to, then you really got to want it. And that means sometimes you got to bite the bullet and just go and face your parents. Maybe you just need to go face your parents and say, hey, look, this is a real issue. And if they're going to blow up or whatever else, you got to face it. And if they come at you and they blow up, then tell them, call me. Tell them, talk to Abuamerican. And I know you don't want me to light your parents up, but I'll light them up. Or like this person came to you, your child came to you, asked for help, and you're going to light them up and you just go yell and holler and scream, whatever. So you're going to get them help? Or you care about your kid, or what you yelling for? They came to you. Send them to me. But you need to go talk to your parents then. If you can't handle it, you're on your own. You need to go talk to your parents. And then you're just going to have to take it. If it's a bad habit and it's something that has bad connotations or connections to it, and since you say it's an addiction, I take it is, then you got to swallow that, man. That's part of the therapy. You got to, you know what? Go listen to David Goggins. You Can't Hurt Me. Listen to David Goggins. You Can't Hurt Me. You're not supposed to feel good about this stuff. You're not supposed to feel good. Some things you can't avoid the pain. You got to just take that bullet. I talked about this. Me and JW talked about this yesterday. The burden of performance on men. Man, sometimes you got to take the heat, bro. Sometimes you just got to walk through that fire. This might be your moment. And so you either got to let this addiction break you, or you're going to let it define you in terms of turning you into something else. I say go talk to your parents, man, and just be ready for whatever. But you don't back down, and you just tell them, hey, look, I'm here. You yelling, you mad, whatever else. I still need that help. You got that off your chest. Mom, you got that off your chest. Dad, you mad. I still need help. That ain't help me yelling and hollering. You got to be direct, man. Don't be disrespectful, whatever else, but you just got to stand your ground if you really want help and really need it. Inshallah, may Allah aid us all. I mean. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. What's the most important thing to do? Things to get out of the way first when vetting a wife. Oh, man, that's a whole list of stuff. I'd say get my vetting guide, bro. I'm not trying to be all salesy. And you guys know, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm not all salesy or whatever else. But go buy my vetting guide. That's why I wrote it, bro. Because we can make a 2-hour show on this alone. And so, I mean, I wrote the whole guide for guys out there because vetting is a massive issue nowadays. And I mean, I was dealing with some situations just now. I was just talking to Ling Ling about it. I just got new information to add to my guide. I just got new stuff to add to part 2 of my guide, So it's a never ending process. It's a never ending story. And it's a pretty big one right now. And that's why I wrote the guide. So I'd say go get the guide, man. Hey, and guys, stop asking about what his addiction is. Because we know in the book of the Sunnah, if I don't know what it is, but if it involves a sin, then you're not supposed to ask people about their sins. And if you find out about a person's sin, contrary to what you see on the internet, it is not permissible to spread a person's sin. There's no reward in it. There's no good in it. There's no justification for it whatsoever. It is not something you do. You see anybody spreading a person's sin or asking a person about their sins or whatever else, I don't know what it is that he's got going on, but it is contrary to the Sunnah. And that person is in contradiction to the Sunnah. If they're spreading a person's sin, man, stay out of that stuff. So yeah, we're not priests. We're not like, we don't have like confessions. Well, that's not what Muslims do. So stop asking them, inshallah. Let me see. Adelaide says, my vetting guide is excellent. MashaAllah, barakallah feek. He said, highly excellent. Jazakallah khair. Am I a revert? Yes, I am. Indeed, I am. MashaAllah, shukran, Adelaide. He said, the vetting guide is like Crow Cop writing a book on left, right, kick Jesus to the head. MashaAllah. I didn't know it was that good. So anyway, guys, I'm not saying go out and flirt with women. I don't say that. I'm not saying do that stuff. But I think what you have to do nowadays is you have to actually like take a position in a stance that you are potentially going to be polygynous. And that's just to set yourself up to be ready to make moves, because these girls nowadays, man, they ain't got no sense, And so what's happening is you're finding like a lot of people are like going through these horrible marriages, and then dudes are like, they're going into marriages scared. That fear ekes into the marriage, which leads to the very thing that they're trying to avoid, which is ending up divorced. And then they're out there on the market, upset, worried, in the same cycle. Oh, I lost that one. I might lose another one. And, it just starts to cycle over again. You need to get comfortable with the idea and the concept of just promoting the idea. I'm actually promoting it now that you're going to be a polygynous man. And maybe that's what you need, because a lot of these sisters, man, they ain't fit. I'm gonna say it. A lot of women are not fit to be wives nowadays. They all want to be brides, but nobody wants to be a wife, And so finding those sisters nowadays is really, really difficult. And so you got to be ready to sorry, I'm reading a comment here. So you got to be really ready to make moves, unfortunately. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I'm not saying this from a position of you going into marriage just she didn't do the dishes today, she didn't take out the trash or whatever else, you're divorced. That's not what I'm talking about. But we all know, I'll give you an example from my life. Right now, mining Ethereum, I make a lot of money. I make you can quit your job money. So when I go to work, how do you think I act? I'm not a jerk, but definitely nobody gives me crap. I act in a way that is fearless. Hey, what, you got something to say? You got smoke? Well, come over here. Let's talk about this. I will light up anybody who's disrespectful to me, from the boss to the supervisors to the company owner. I don't care who you are. Am I disrespectful? No. But if you come at me disrespectfully, I don't have to take your crap. And so your relationship needs to be the same way. And you know what happens? People actually, believe it or not, they respect that because you're not disrespectful. You're not going out of your way to disrespect them. Your relationship needs to be the same way. Okay, look, you know what? Baby, I love you, but I think you're getting kind of out of line here. What you doing? What are we talking about here? Is this really how we going to act? All right. Bye. All right. Well, Becky's over there and, Becky looking for some brown sugar. And guess who's the brown sugar? It ain't you, mama. You know what I'm saying? So I think you got to be the same way, because these sisters, man, they just crazy. They're all gassed up because dudes are super horn dogging it on the freaking Instagram timeline. They out here and their heads are huge, bro. They can't fit through doors no more. And so what do you think happens when they come in the door with you? Well, here's 500 dudes in my inbox in Instagram. And you think she's going to treat you like number 501, or you think she's going to treat you like number one? She's going to treat you like 501. And so if you let her get away with it, because 500 dudes are on Instagram letting her treat them like that. And so she's sitting here treating you like you're regular. She can't differentiate. And you have to understand this. And this is the fault of social media. Social media. What is pornography to men is social media to women. And so it causes a lot of problems, a lot of addictions in terms of women also, in the same way that pornography causes addiction to men. But the difference between social media with men and the social media with women is social media in general for men is not considered a part of their life. Women tend to conflate the two. That social media, this is why you see them saying, well, get off my page. It's not your page. The page belongs to Twitter. It belongs to Facebook. It belongs to Instagram. You just get to use it. Because anytime they don't like something you post, they can cancel you. It's not your page, but they think it's their page. It's a part of their life. And that's why they say, I feel sorry for any woman that's in your life. And they say goofy stuff like that because they actually believe your social media presence is a reflection of your real life. And we know it's not. We as men know it's not, but women don't. And so what happens is they start to conflate all that male thirst out there with real life, and it's not the same. And so they start treating you that way. And unfortunately, a lot of sisters, are having this problem where they're conflating reality with social media. And it puts you in a bad position as a man. And this is why it's in my vetting guide, social media and its use. You have to observe a woman's, social media use and all this type of stuff. Oh, we got a question here. I've seen a lot of nikah contracts on Twitter where women are including anti-polygyny clauses. Are they even halal? Do you recommend validating the? I mean, someone come to me and they ask me to be a witness at a marriage, and this is in the marriage contract, and I find out about it. I mean, because sometimes you're asked to be a witness, you don't know what's in the marriage contract. But if I find out that's in the marriage contract, I won't witness to that. How are you going to witness against something that Allah and his messenger have allowed? I'm going to witness against that? How does that even work? Well, Allah and his messenger, peace be upon him, they said this is okay. But here, I'm going to testify here at this particular meeting and say, okay, I don't think that's okay. What? How are you going to testify that as a man? Think about that. Allah and his messenger made it okay, and you're going to go and testify, act as a witness, and say, yeah, okay, well, you can make that haram. You can make that unallowed to this individual. People say, I've heard opinions that it's permissible to put in a contract. Okay, fine. If it's permissible to put in a contract, that's fine. I still personally ain't putting my name on something that says you can't do something that Allah and his messenger said you can. I don't care who says it's okay. I don't care. I'm not doing it. All right. I love Sheikh Salih Fawzan, Hafizahullah. May Allah grant him good in this life and the next. But if he said it's okay to put that in a contract, then I'd say go to Sheikh Salih Fawzan and have him sign your marriage contract. Abuamerican is not signing that because Allah and his messenger said it's okay. Khalas, I ain't seen nowhere that that there's some sort of variance in there where they said, well, where the messenger of Allah or Allah said, well, yeah, well, unless the sister says in the contract, wait, you seen that hadith? Because I ain't seen that hadith. It seems pretty black and white to me, but that's me. I ain't touching that with a 100-foot stick. I wouldn't poke that like it's a dead body with a stick, bro. And may Allah love you. I love you for the sake of Allah. May Allah love you. I mean, barakallahu feek, homie. Instagram thirst is disgusting. It's about as bad as being like a cuckold. Muhammad Samra, what about women who can't reason nor understand logic when the husband argues with her? Ooh, this is full of problems. First off, what you want to know how to make a woman mad? Start talking logic and reason to her. You want to make a woman mad? Start logicking with her. Number one way to make her mad. Secondly, why are you arguing with a woman? What are you arguing with her for? Tell her to go wash some dishes or something. I was married to a girl. She laughed, but she know how to do it. I was married to a girl in London. And every time she get mad, I make her go make me a cup of tea. I said, hey, you know what? Because she was, alhamdulillah, she was mostly submissive. I said, you know what? Go make me a cup of tea, please, before we have this conversation. She go make a cup of tea. She come back with a cup of tea, and she was totally blank. She's like, the heck was going on here? She's like, and then she realized I'm doing it on purpose. Why are you arguing with a woman?
Is that Vicky?
No, it was the Yemeni. I was like, why are you arguing with a woman, bro? It's like arguing with a 5-year-old. The arguing with women is like arguing with a 5-year-old. You know why it's like arguing with a 5-year-old? Because if you talk logic and reason to a 5-year-old, what do? They get frustrated because they're like, I don't know what you're saying. I know you want something. My son, I tell him to do something and I can see the frustration in his face. So I try and walk him through it sometimes. It's like, look, you do this and grab this and whatever else. But I can see the frustration in him. That's what talking logic and reason to a woman does. It frustrates her. You know why? Because she's talking about her feels and her feelings. That's what's on play here. How she feels about that situation that made her feel this way. And she wants to go through her feelings with you. Yeah. And you're looking at the situation. This is why when I talk to guys and they keep telling me situations, I'm like, dude, you're telling me situations. I said, that's not the problem here. The problem is how she feels. And a lot of guys can't separate that. Man, don't be arguing with women.
It doesn't matter what's right or correct or wrong. It just... whatever, man. I'm mad now.
Exactly. It's a clowner.
I want what?
Clown her.
Yeah.
You know I clown you. I clown the heck out of her when she get mad. I'm like, what? You better say that with a smile.
No, you just point on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, I just point. She knows what's up. You argue with women for? I'm like, hey man, who are you talking to here? What's my nickname around here? Big bully.
Big bully. Yeah.
I'm a bully. I don't beat nobody up, but I just be like,
you better sit on the floor.
What's wrong with you? You confused about who's tying shoes around here? My nieces? Mashallah. Don't argue with women, bro. And don't go logic and reason with them, bro. Learn how women communicate.
Yeah, just leave her alone.
Yeah, just learn how they communicate. You know what you got to do? You have to, okay, the solution is you have to like redirect that energy. You know, she got that crazy emotional energy. You got to learn how to redirect it to what you want. Like I said, when my son's back there, he's upset. So like I said, when my ex in London was upset, I'd make her go go make me a cup of tea. You know, it's something very simple, but it would redirect that energy to somewhere else, and then she'd come back confused, you know, until she get wound up again, until she figured out what I was doing. Then I just switched it up on her again. Because you have logic and reason, you're always a step ahead of women. Don't be arguing with them, bro. You're going to be arguing with a completely irrational person who's just coming from an emotional position. It's emotion. So it's just going to keep on charging. It's not going to go down by trying the logic and reason. It's going to go up. You're feeding the argument by going to logic and reason. So the solution, don't argue with her. What to be done to create and maintain genuine desire? My man, I'm like 40 pages into my next guide. I'm talking about this right here. So 40 pages. Yeah. So I need to finish this. I thought I was going to be finished by now. I thought it'd be finished this time in the month. Like it's a period or something. I thought it'd be finished by the end of like, you know, January. But I just can't stop writing. So, yeah, give it time. I'll put an entire guide on it, homie. It's actually going to be done like an actual like course. So we're going to have Zoom classes, everything. This is not going to be like a soul book. This is going to be an actual course. I'm going to run a couple times a year, inshallah. So we're going to have Zooms. We're going to have like, you know, conversations, actual, you know, projects and things for people to work on. Sharia defense and enforcement. It is also haram for a woman to divorce her husband if he gets a second wife. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the woman who divorces her husband unnecessarily will not smell the fragrance of pride. Well, divorce is in the hand of the man. A woman can't divorce a man anyway. If she wants to be separated from her husband, she has to get what's called a khula. What's khula translated in English? An annulment. Yes, an annulment of the marriage. And she has to go through like several steps in qadis and whatnot, her family and mediation and whatnot to get that. So a woman can't divorce her man anyway. She can request a divorce and she can request an annulment, but she can't divorce anybody. So if your wife's talking about, I'm going to divorce you. How? You can't divorce anybody. This is Islam.
He said he meant khula.
Okay, khula. Okay, yeah. So you can't divorce anybody. Get out of here. Go sit down. Go make me a cup of tea. What's wrong with you? Come on, divorce. Yeah. Any book recommendations?
Well,
I think yeah. I don't know. I have to. Is Alex still here? Do we have Alex is actually he runs my website. I'm not sure. We used to have like a book recommendation page, I think, or did I say I was going to do that? I can't remember. Man, book recommendations. Whew. I'll put it up. I'll write a list of books and maybe we could put it up on the website. We'll see, inshallah. Man, that name E7 was something. Yeah, E799. Don't you think it's human nature for guys to compete and women to choose? Like, even if social media didn't exist, I think girls would still have multiple guys hitting on her. Yeah, well, absolutely. We are, in terms of human beings, we are a tournament species. We're both a pair bonding and a tournament species. That means, you know, we compete for women and then we pair bond with women in general. I mean, or we multi-pair bond with women. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, but here's the thing. And this goes into some terms that come from the red pill world. Women are sexual gatekeepers. They decide who actually reproduces with them. But men are gatekeepers of relationships and care. So basically, men decide who gets in a relationship with them and who they exercise and exert their energies and efforts to maintain and take care of. So men decide on relationships, women decide on reproduction. So yeah, it's a mutual checks and balances in this whole thing. So, you know, it's not just, you know, women out here like, well, I like that guy. That's it. And then some guy just runs up and, oh my, please, yes. You know, if you're a high value guy, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you should be rejecting women. You should be looking at them like, I'm going to marry you for, you know, what do you bring to the table? I've proven my worth and my value in the world as a high value man. Now, the tournament species aspect flips. Now she has to compete with other women for your attention. So it's not always the case. The game flips. It just depends on what type of guy you are. That's why I say if you're that guy, I don't know if you're here for that. When I was talking about polygyny and women, not all women are going to be down for polygyny unless you're that guy. Are you that guy? If you're that guy, then you have to pick a woman. They're not going to care if you got them. They're going to think, I'm going to drive these other women off. That's what a lot of women, and don't be confused. A lot of women will get into a marriage and they think I'm going to drive off these other women, and I'm going to hoo-ha whip this guy, with my magical hoo-ha, and he's going to melt in my hand like butter. And it never works like that, But this is what a lot of women believe too. And then they just end up being like a co-wife, or they get mad and they run out of the relationship. Usually they end up running out of the relationship. I do have a Discord server, sir. Yes, I do. I just don't use it.
That's one of my questions. Do you have it?
Yeah, I have Discord. I have a Discord server. There's like maybe 7 or 8 people. It's because only my men's community uses it. Would you like to be an admin there? No, you can't. There's a bunch of guys. She's my channel manager.
I just want to know.
Yes, I have a Discord. I have a Discord. I just don't use it that much because I'm everywhere. I got like groups on WhatsApp. I got groups on Telegram. I got a men's community on Telegram. I can barely keep up with that. And then I got Discord. And then I got 4 shows a week plus a show that's not mine. Then I do interviews. I did like 3 interviews this week. I bet you guys didn't know that.
Where's my time?
What's your time? It's on that digital clock up on that TV over there, homie.
What?
Hey, what you offering for my time? What you got? Right, fair enough. Fine. Fair enough. All right, good. Okay, you win. You win this one. You win this one, Ling Ling.
Hey, come on, it's already 1 hour here.
All right, yeah, we are 1 hour. I'm gonna try to answer the last couple of questions here, and then I'm gonna get up out of here.
Membership, man. Don't be so cheap.
Apis, what the man? Apis, you guys in these names. Apis
mellifera.
Yeah. Okay. Is it okay to approach this directly, and then if she is also interested, to pursue further with a mahram wali, or is it a must with a mahram wali? I mean, as far as I know, don't quote this as like gospel, quote unquote, in the permissible sense. I believe it is okay to approach sister, ask her for her wali's contact. If she's interested, then she's obviously going to give you the information. If she's not interested, she's not going to give it to you. I do believe this is permissible, but Allahu alam. I mean, but what I understand is, as long as you keep it down to the bare basic, sister, I'm interested in marriage, whatnot, and I'd like, and if there's some sort of mutual interest, then we can find out more in a permissible way with your wali involved. And then, if you'll give me his contact information, I'll contact him, and then we can communicate through him, inshallah. Boom, leave it at that. As far as I know, that would be permissible, but Allahu alam, Allahu alam. I have no, I don't know. Inshallah.
It's not okay to build the vibe first.
No.
Well, I think for us women,
yeah, that's the thing.
For us to open up for you, we have to feel the vibe. There's chemical connection. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, but is that permissible? That happens after the marriage. No, that happens after the marriage, though.
Yeah, I understand. But we have communications before that, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But what you're talking about, building a vibe, this is supposed to happen after marriage. It's not something like, you just be
no.
Hey, girl, what up? You looking mighty fine over there in that jilbab. Hey, girl, come here. Hey, swank that jilbab up over here, ma. She's like, oh, he's so awesome. I mean, what we talk about here? But no matter what we talk about, there's a variance of that. If the dude isn't so direct, it's still a variable of that. Like, hey, girl,
by showing your interest,
what that trunk do? It's basically, tell me it's not the same thing. I don't care if you don't use those. No, if you don't use those words, all that woody woo stuff that she want to feel, it's a variance of that, is it not? It's just a smoother way of saying it. Just some guys are gonna be direct. Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, that thing occupied? What's going on? That's what no, tell me I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Yes or no? No. Say that louder, please. Am I wrong?
No.
Thank you. So would that be permissible?
No.
Oh, okay. So what are we talking about?
It's not that. It's not that. not that direct, but showing your interest to me, like you are mine.
Okay, but the end game is the same.
You're mine.
No.
Something like that.
Look. But see, here's the thing. It's not permissible. I could just shortcut all this. You know what? Because we're talking about two different degrees of impermissible. I'm gonna be smooth with it, or I'm gonna be direct. Well, we know that the Prophet Muhammad said, "Waqulu qawlan sadida," or say a word that's straight to the point. Hey, girl, what that thing do? What? You straight to the point? No, it's impermissible. I'd rather just go straight to the point. If I'm gonna just run up on her like that, hey, girl, what's up? Hey, Now you look too fine to be single. I ain't ask you all that. I said you too fine to be looking single. What's up? Let's go.
Yeah, but we're like, wow, what do you want?
No. The answer is no. You see what I gotta go through here? This is why you can't argue with women. Get that Wally's number and do it through him. Because you're gonna end up in some goofy situation if you don't. I'm just telling you from experience. You'll end up in some goofy situation if you don't go through the Wally.
Then how come you're becoming that man to me if you don't show me that kind of
running up on a girl and asking her like that, say, hey, fine, whatever else, give me your Wally's number. Let's see if we got something going on. We'll talk through your Wally and see if we got some vibe. I'd say you could throw some little, I say throw some English on the ball in baseball, put some spin on it, dork. Put some spin on that thing, so that where she's curious, like, you're like, hey, yeah, let's see if we got that vibe. But talk to your Wally. We talk through him. What's up? See what's up. Maybe we got a vibe. Maybe we don't. Put a little spin on it, but don't just be, son, girl. Hey, so is that Mac makeup or what? Because I was like checking out some stuff. I came across some tutorials. Looks like you follow them, girl. What are you talking about here? I'm just making up some corny lies. No, bro. No, get that Wally's number. I say get the Wally's number, inshallah. Yeah. Let's see. Akon. Whew. Brother, I'm thinking about joining the military and I'm thinking about getting married. Do you think I should do it after joining or before? I'd say after you get out. If you're going to join the military, get married after you get out. How many stories have we seen of dudes getting deployed and then they come back, their girl been cheating on them, and all sorts of stuff since when they were gone? I wouldn't mess with marriage while, being in the military. You get deployed, you just leaving your girl alone for a long, periods of time. Anything can happen. And we see horror stories about what's going on with that. So I wouldn't mess with that, Yeah. High chance to get cheated on right there. Exactly. High chance to get heated on. The Telegram, you have to know somebody in the group to get in the Telegram group. Unfortunately, I got so many haters and trolls and whatnot out there, man. I don't even mess with people no more, bro. Straight up, people like follow me on Twitter and I'll like glance over there, like, their Twitter page.
What's that?
Yeah, my men's community. I'll straight up just block dudes. They ain't even gotta say salam alaikum. They don't post nothing, and I just block them for following me. So I'm just kind of I don't just want to let anybody in anymore. You got to have like a reference nowadays. So if you don't have reference in the group, then it's really difficult to get in. If you got to know somebody directly inside the group to get inside the group. If not, you can follow the process on my website and go through basically vetting. But to follow the process on my website means you're gonna have to pay the price, which is it was like 25 euros a month. That's really it. And then that's not a guarantee you can stay in the group, But really, it's like Anonymous Assassin says. It's like it's per invite only right now, because I don't like messing with a lot of these weird people on the internet. And unfortunately, a lot of these weird people are Muslims, man. I'm just out here trying to help people. I get a little wild. You guys can see how I'm like vibing with my wife on live and whatnot. I vibe. I get a little bit crazy on the timeline on Twitter. And the cats come out, man. They just like start making takfir. They out here calling me the youth, this, that, the other, all sorts of stuff. I don't want to deal with all that stuff, man. I'm just out here trying to help Muslims. I'm just trying to help Muslims get married, stay married, not fall into trouble, problems, whatever else. Cats out here just coming crazy. And then they try and do stuff like get into the group and then just like going there and like, screenshot and acting all nuts and whatnot. Man, I don't need all that. I'm trying to help people, and the people in there, they trying to help or help each other. We got a very good stable group. I don't need a bunch of crazy in there. And I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just saying I don't know you. And so if you don't know somebody in the group, someone that's like going to walk you through, carry you through, and then say, hey, I'll vouch for this person, is really difficult to get in nowadays. My Discord, I guess I'm looking at you because you can set up my Discord. You can't be in there, obviously. She don't want to be in. Yeah, she's working on a bunch of projects. I keep her busy. Let me set up my Discord, and because I don't really use it. I once it's set up, then I'll start putting the Discord down, or maybe. No. You know what? I'll have something. So Dash. I'll have something for you guys, inshallah, by next week. All right. I'll try and have something for you guys by next show, inshallah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Next show, you can ask anything you like on the Eben Phillip Show. Anyone vet from me, please? What? What's that mean? Got you. So what are some advice to control your desires? Get married. Obviously, you're in a conundrum. It's like you want to join the military, get married, but then getting married while in the military is problematic. It's like a vicious circle. Get married. Or follow the sunnah. Fast.
How long do you want to fast?
Yeah. You got to find a way. You got to find a cathartic, a means of catharsis, a way to expend that extra energy. But guys, yeah, man, I say get married, bro. Get married. I suppose it's better to be married and just vet. Okay. Let me change my advice here. Let me change my advice to you, bro. Black Cat. Let me change your advice. My advice. Vet your woman viciously until you come across that girl that you can trust. Because really, at the end of the day, it is a process of vetting, and you got to find that stable woman that's good and it's going to be good all the time, and boom, that's it, man. Find women, vet them viciously, hard, be ready to cut. Don't let the horny blind you. And I talk about this in my vetting guide that a lot of guys, they let the horny blind them. Go get the vetting guide, find some means and some methods to vetting women, and be vicious with it, and then get married, inshallah. And then, inshallah, through vetting, you'll find a good woman. And then, the two things, you get a companion, you get rid of the horny, inshallah. So anyway, like I was saying, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Your membership.
My YouTube channel manager says join, not only subscribe, join the channel.
That on the comment section
and yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Inshallah, we'll be back with the next episode of Eben Phillip on Friday, probably around 8 p.m. ish again. Until then, crypto show is tomorrow, Sunday, or there might not be a show because we're going to do the crypto show tomorrow, so we'll see. But anyway, guys, I am out. Thanks for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum.